Well, good evening, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this March the 31st, 2025. I'm hoping everybody had a great Monday out there so far. Everybody has a great Monday evening. Everybody continue to stay safe and well, and also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Okay, in tonight's video, we're going to be taking a look at the storm system here moving across the lower 48. You can see here is that cold front that brought all the severe weather to the Midwest. Now it has made it to the East Coast, stretching from the northern Gulf through Georgia to Carolina, also into Virginia, all the way into the northeastern U.S., bringing some rain and snow in portions of the northern New York State. Also some shower activity and thunderstorms across the eastern Carolinas that will continue to push on offshore. See a little cluster of showers and storms off the eastern coast as well. Scattered activity now across South America, also in the eastern Pacific. And we got a lot of precipitation out west, stretching from the Nebraska to portions of Colorado to the Four Corners region around New Mexico, Arizona to California to Utah and Nevada, up to Montana, Washington, Oregon State, and Idaho region as well. And then more activity moving in from the eastern Pacific. We'll move on shore. You can see a little swirl up here off the Washington State coastal line area. You can see it moving to the, just kind of swirling, bringing a lot of precipitation to that region. Alrighty, if you have not subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe. Also like these videos, share these videos, and let's continue to get the show on the road here, folks. Alright, here is your Tuesday forecast, and there's no fooling in tonight's for your Tuesday forecast anyway, for April Fool's Day. Alright, you can see we got some thunderstorms and showers across South Georgia through much of Florida to the Florida Keys, then from Oklahoma all the way up to Iowa to over to Indiana, also Illinois, Missouri, and Arkansas region as well. Got some severe thunderstorms possible from Texas to Oklahoma to Kansas to Nebraska to Iowa to Illinois, southwestern areas of Wisconsin, and also down in the portion of Missouri as well. Got some freezing rain across portion of Michigan, Wisconsin, and portion of Minnesota. Pockets of heavy snow up here in Minnesota to North and South Dakota. Another pocket over here in portion of Montana. A little bit in Colorado, also Utah, also Northern California, and the California mountain range as well. A little bit of shower activity in portion of Nebraska and also Colorado, Kansas, and also portion of Wyoming. More over here in portion of California up to the coastal areas of Washington, Oregon State as well. Got mixed precipitation from Washington, Oregon State to California to Nevada, Utah to Southern California, Arizona, New Mexico to Colorado to Wyoming to Montana through the Dakotas, Minnesota. Also up here around Lake Huron, Lake Superior, northern Michigan, Wisconsin, and the Michigan regions as well. Otherwise, expect dry high pressure to remain in charge of your local forecast area for your Tuesday. Alright, here's a look at your Wednesday forecast. You can see we got a severe weather outbreak from portion of Michigan to Wisconsin to Illinois to Missouri to Texas to Louisiana to Arkansas, Mississippi to Tennessee to Kentucky to Ohio. Even got some flash flooding and heavy rain from portion of northeast Texas to Arkansas all the way to Indiana and Ohio region, portion of Kentucky and Tennessee. As a cold front just kind of sets up shop here in this vicinity and just slowly pushes off to the east. Got a little bit of thunderstorm and shower activity over portions of South Carolina, North Georgia, and western North Carolina, and also in the portion of Virginia to Pennsylvania to Connecticut to Rhode Island, and also around the New York area, stretching over the portion of Iowa, Minnesota, and also Nebraska down to Oklahoma and Texas region as well. And then we got some freezing rain from up here from Maine to New Hampshire to New York State to the Lake Huron, Lake Superior, Michigan, Wisconsin area. Also got some heavy snow up here in portions of the Great Lakes region as well, stretching back into Minnesota through the Dakotas. And then we got more mixed precipitation up here from New Brunswick to Maine to New York State to Minnesota to South Dakota to Montana. Also Washington, Oregon State, Idaho, Nevada, California, Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming, also Nebraska, South Dakota, Minnesota region as well. A little bit of shower activity along coastal areas of Washington and Oregon State as well. Otherwise, expect dry high pressure to remain in charge of your local forecast area for your Wednesday, and a little bit of snow shower activity across North and South Dakota and also in the Minnesota regions as well. Alright, now let's move on to the current watch and warning advisory map for your location across the nation. Alright, you can see we got severe thunderstorm watches and warnings down here in portions of North Carolina, South Carolina, and portions of southeast Georgia, northeast Florida, special marine warning along coastal areas of the Carolinas and East Florida, coastal areas as well. Flood watches stretching from Ohio to Tennessee to portion of Mississippi, Arkansas, Louisiana, portion of southeast of Oklahoma, and a couple counties northeastern portions of Texas. Can't get it out there, folks, but we getting it there. But anyway, we got some hydro issues over Michigan, winter weather advisories, and winter storm watches in effect for portions of Minnesota, North and South Dakota, and portions of northwestern areas of Wisconsin. We have winter storm warning, winter weather advisories over here in portions of Montana to Idaho to Wyoming to Utah to Colorado, also in California and Oregon State. High wind warnings in effect for portions of southern Nevada, also in much of Arizona and also Colorado. Red flag warnings also in effect for that area as well, stretching over into Colorado. Also, like I said, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, and also portions of Arizona as well. And we got wind advisory stretching from portions of Iowa to Kansas, Nebraska, and Oklahoma. Also in the portions of Colorado, Utah, Arizona, Nevada, and also California regions as well. We even got a severe thunderstorm warning and a flood advisory over one county located in central Texas. Alright, now we got small craft advisory, gale warning from Maine to the South Carolina coast, then from portions of Southern California all the way up to Washington State. Hawaii and Chain Island got a few around the Southern Island, Northern Island, Central looks good. Small craft advisory around the Alaska region as well. And also we have some winter weather advisories and special weather statements inland areas of the Alaska region. Alright, let's move on to the Storm Prediction Center Outlook. This is for your Tuesday, and there's no fooling about that either. We do have some severe weather to talk about in tonight's video. Alright, like I said, we got some general thunderstorm from Spokane to Portland to Sacramento, Redding, San Francisco, Cedar City, all the way over toward Denver, Cheyenne, up toward Minneapolis, down toward Charleston, South Carolina, to Fort Myers, also back to New Orleans. Here is the marginal risk stretching from portions of Waco, far north of Chicago, Milwaukee, and La Crosse, and areas, and also just south of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Then we got from Norfolk to Lincoln to Pierre to Hannibal, all the way down to Dallas and Abilene and Wichita Falls, Fort Steele, Oklahoma, and Norman, Oklahoma, slight risk. Then we have an enhanced risk around the Wichita area in Kansas. Alright, let's take a look at the tornado probability for your Tuesday. We have a 2% in the green here. Go back to that and jump to the winds. There's the 5% in the brown, straight in from Wichita Falls up to Kansas, and then around Wichita area. There's that 10% slashed area for maybe a EF2 to maybe EF3 tornado there. Damage and wind look like this: 30% over ports of Kansas, around Wichita, Abilene to Del Monte to Norfolk, 15%, and then from South Texas all the way up to portions of the Del Monte, Iowa, for damage and winds. Large hail looks like this: 5% from Chicago to Central Texas. Then there was that 30% around Wichita, and then from Abilene up to Kansas City, surrounding areas, 15% risk area. This is the greatest area for maybe baseball size hail to golf ball size hail as well. And then portions of Hannibal, Pierre, and Norfolk, portions of Nebraska as well. Alright, now let's move on to day number 3. Alright, you can see we got some general thunderstorm from Phoenix, Arizona up to portion of Billings, Montana, San Antonio all the way over to Burlington, New York, Watertown, Duluth, Michigan. Then we got a marginal risk from Austin, Texas all the way to Buffalo, New York, and La Crosse, Wisconsin, Waco to Detroit, slight risk. And then we have from Shreveport, Louisiana to Milwaukee to Chicago to Fort Wayne and Columbus, Ohio, and surrounding cities in a enhanced risk for severe weather. The probability looked like this: 5% in the brown, 15% in the yellow, red area 30%, Slashed area, that's the significant area where severe weather will occur. Large tornadoes, damaging winds over 80 miles per hour or up to 80 miles per hour, and also flash flooding possible, and not only this, some baseball to golf ball size hail as is expected as well in this area. Alright, let's move on to day number 4. Okay, here is day number 4 here. There's a slight risk from Waco to Dallas to Little Rock, all the way to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Columbus, Ohio, Charleston, West Virginia, Nashville, Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee, you're included. Little Rock, Arkansas, 15% risk area for severe weather. On day 4, would not be surprised, maybe this could expand just a little bit eastward and could be an enhanced risk added as well. Right now, they do not have any outlook for the East Coast yet, but cannot rule out maybe a severe thunderstorm toward the weekend in the East Coast. So we'll continue to monitor this here and see what happens. Stay with me and I will keep you up to date. Make sure you subscribe if you have not already. Like these videos, share these videos, and also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. And have a wonderful Monday evening, folks, and take care, and we'll see you next month coming up in April. April Fool's Day. Take care, everyone.